I mean, it's funny. We were talking the other day. Should Dolan step in on Phil Jackson? Now you're saying Silver should step in on Dolan. And the Phil Jackson question is still open because lost a little bit in all the hoopla. That Dolan spoke on Friday about his relationship with Phil. Take a listen.
3 years ago, I signed a contract with Phil Jackson, the man who has more championship rings, as far as I know, than anybody else. And he was the best guy that we thought we could find to run the New York Knicks. And I made an agreement with him.
Do you agree? I mean, he's basically saying, I'm going to let Phil do his thing. And by the way, if you think Phil's going anywhere, he's not, is what Dolan was saying there.
Right. Here's the thing. He's not. He's trying to make it seem like it wasn't me. I'm just sitting here. But when you do all this other stuff, you are interconnected. This all resonates and reverberates. It's not like this Charles Oakley thing has nothing to do with how the Knicks are going to be run. Free agents are watching this. We talked about last week LeBron James, Chris Paul, and Dwayne Wade, three of the most influential players in the NBA, saying that's a clown show over there. You think that's not going to have repercussions? That's silly. But I do want to point out something else. Think about how Phil Jackson got this job, right? He was sitting at home, and Jim Dolan said, come be my president. And Phil Jackson said no. And Jim Dolan said, what if I give you...
Here's a lot of money.
No, he said, here's a lot of money. And Phil Jackson said no. And then Jim Dolan proceeded to raise the amount until you got to a point where Phil Jackson said, whoa, all that money for me to do a job that I've never done before. Does that sound like someone who's really invested in doing this right?
And like, that's what he is a great coach.
Yeah.
He's a great coach. We all say that. He coached great, even greater players.
Yeah, exactly.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
But what makes you think that he can run a team or put a team together? No. This shows you the team he's put together. Look at this Knicks team. They suck. Courtney Lee is not the guy, okay? You give Joakim Noah all this money, okay? Obviously, Dolan wants to sell tickets and want to keep people in there, but he does not want to win. Right. And that's basically what he's saying. I don't care about winning. I want to keep Phil happy.
We could talk about the Knicks for days. In fact, we probably will, but I want to move on to the biggest game over the weekend. Kevin Durant going back to OKC. Clearly, he was done being the nice one in this breakup, people. Here's Westbrook trash-talking him, saying, I'm coming. KD reportedly saying, so what? Then Durant got into it with Andre Roberson, a little headbutt there, and finally Durant hits a deep three on Westbrook, and then he just stared him down afterward. Remember, just 4 days from now, these two will be practicing together on the same team at All-Star, and Ramona Shelburne asked Steve Kerr in an article coming out on ESPN.com tomorrow, how is he going to handle it as the coach of this team? The whole article is great, but here's a great quote. Maybe we'll sing a song together. I think, if anything, this might be a great opportunity to sit down and talk, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. I mean, Stephen, people who thought there might be reconciliation on Saturday night, I was there. It got worse. I mean, KD definitely was done playing on Saturday night, and any sort of effort he might have been making to extend an olive branch, that's over with right now. So is this going to get worse in All-Star Weekend, or do you think that Steve Kerr can help him bury the hatchet?
I honestly think since the first game back in OKC is over, I think it's going to get better. I actually think so, for the simple fact that they had their words during the game. It wasn't words of two people that hate each other. It was words of, I'm competing. Y'all blowing us out? I'm coming. I'm still coming. I'm going to keep playing. That's what Russ was saying. KD just letting them know, look, we here. I'm on the dominant team now. We blowing y'all out. That's what it is.
That's pretty much what he said.
That's
exactly what he said.
And he was saying, but you love the passion. The same passion that we love Russ has, KD loved the same thing about him. I think it's going to get better. I think it's going to be a time where they can talk. But since the OKC first game is over, I think the whole thing is going to kind of die down. Yeah, I think that's going to be the time for them to talk.
I didn't really think about it like that. If the game had been a little bit earlier in the schedule, further away from All-Star break, maybe. But it's so fresh right now, Jack. There's no chance he can walk in that locker room and say, my bad. The emotions are so high. And, again, it's not just kind of what's happening with them, but the way KD is being portrayed in Oklahoma. I mean, it's kind of disgusting, really. Boo the guy all you want, but all this other stuff you talk about, his character and what kind of man he is.
Yeah, you can't.
His mom.
That's low.
Yeah, the stuff that his mom has to deal with sitting at that game watching it. Again, it's not boo. It's more than that, right? And Russ, for his part, has not kind of diffused that at all.
Or the opposite.
Right. He put gas on that fire. So I just don't see him turning around a week later and be like, my bad.
Right.
It doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
We might have just a lot of cold sort of avoidance.
Draymond might be the
kind of
mediator.
I don't know. I did like Draymond and Steph wearing the cupcake shirts at the end of the game. That was kind of clever. We got to take a quick break, but up next, Buddy Hield ejected for touching Boogie Cousins inappropriately on this play. Is this like a doll situation where we have to be like, where did he touch me? Should he be punished further? We will discuss.
That's a terrible call.
Went wrong in the fourth quarter there on both ends. Everything. Audited every day. Keep putting in the same situations over and over, and not being successful. Something got to give. Something got to change.
Any idea what that is?
I have an idea, but I'm gonna, keep my mouth shut. Keep it very, professional.
Welcome back to The Jump. That was a very professional but frustrated Kyle Lowry expressing his displeasure with the Raptors right now. Toronto has lost 10 of their last 14. Lowry even used the word worried to describe how he felt about the team. What do you think? Should he have done this in public? And, I mean, I can't even ask you if he's right, because of course he's right, but
I mean, we talked about it a lot with other situations, LeBron most notably. It never helped. You're not helping when you say that out loud. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel that way, but it's all in-house stuff. You say, we're going to try and figure it out. That's all you say, we're going to try and figure it out. And then you can go tell your GM or tell your coach or whatever exactly what you need. But you can't, I don't like when they say it out
Losing
loud.
10 out of 14, you think we don't know what's wrong? Something's wrong? Everything is wrong.
his deal is up this summer, though, right?
He is, yeah.
So how much is this sort of a little bit of like, hey, make me happy, the way LeBron has said many times, my deal is up, make me
if
happy?
that's the way, I don't know. I mean,
It's not going to end good for him.
No?
It's not going to end good for him. If that's the game he's playing, it's not going to end good for him.
I'm just not a fan of that kind of.
You think he's just frustrated?
I think he's just frustrated. I didn't think about it like that. That's why you caught me off guard when you said that.
Anybody can be.
That is why I'm here, me.
Yeah, you're pretty good, ain't you?
Yes, real good.
It's almost like I know stuff. I do want to move on to Buddy Hield, though, because then we get to talk about Boogie Cousins, and I love talking about Boogie Cousins.
Backtown.
Hield was ejected from the second quarter of yesterday's game for hitting Cousins in the groin. The refs gave the rookie a flagrant 2, but Hield said afterward it wasn't intentional. You can see he didn't mean to. He did mean to do it. Not the first time, of course. Boogie has been violated. Dennis Schroeder, same thing in 2013. And look, that earned Schroeder a 1-game suspension. So, I mean, do we think Hield should be punished further if Schroeder got that? Where are you?
Well, yeah, we set a precedent, right? If you hit someone there, I mean, look.
Do I need to bring the doll out?
No, you know what? That's good. I feel like I'm gonna take. Stack is shaking his head no, but Stack, I'm gonna be you in this situation. What's going on in this era where guys are hitting dudes in this area?
Thank you.
It's an epidemic. Hey, stop touching people there. You can play dirty any way you want, guys. You know who you are. Stop hitting people.
What do you think this is, college football?
I don't know what it is.
That was the accident by Hill, though. He's just being aggressive. He didn't mean to do that. He didn't mean to do that.
You buy it? You think that
he was actually trying to use him to swing around. He didn't mean to touch him there. But the whole Schroeder thing, that was different. That was different.
I don't get it, man.
I don't get it either. I don't know how is this becoming so popular.
All right, we do also have to note Boogie picked up his 17th tech. Remember, just suspended a game because he hit the 16 tech mark. And if he reaches 18, he will be suspended again. And here's what he had to say about it.
It's obvious. I can't be myself. Me playing the way I play is what makes me the player that I am. And
it's interesting. After he got the tech, he went back to the locker room to gather himself, which I guess some people would say is the smart move. But what he's saying there, Stax, is he can't be the player that he feels he is if he has to be so careful all the time.
Listen, you and Kyle Lowry, you cannot decompress during the game, okay? You cannot do that.
Dude.
Find a way to stay focused, okay? Now, let me say this. I was one of those emotional guys.
Yes.
My
No, you?
You didn't know that?
You?
Yeah, me.
That's not the Steven Jackson I watched.
But look, you can't teach that. You want your best player to care.
Right.
You want them to have a lot of emotion. My emotion, a lot of times, end up hurting my team than helping my team.
Okay.
You want a guy with emotion. You want a guy to care. But some type of way, he has to find a way where he can channel that emotion to helping his team and not hurting them. And that's where the fine line is. That's where you have to draw the line. But at the same time, you have to be yourself. You can't be a yes man.
How hard is it, though, to do that? Did you ever pull it off? Were you reach a point in your career where you felt like, okay, I got it now?
No, because I've always finished every season with like 10 to 15 texts. So I never got to it, but at the same time, I was successful with focusing on the game.
Right.
You know, sometimes my emotion was to a fault, but, you know, sometimes the way he's the best player in the organization. I was never the best player in the organization. So he has to find a way to challenge me. Charlotte I was, but I still didn't make the All-Star game, so I didn't feel like it.
Not that he remembers.
I want to ask him a question. So he thinks that people are picking on him and the refs have him on the list, right? So you were an emotional dude, but you said you never had more than 10 or 15 in a season. This dude's got 17 before All-Star break. Did you do anything as far as your relationship with refs so that they would give you a little bit more leeway or just have a relationship with them?
You know, everybody has that one ref they don't get along with.
Right.
But at the same time, he's making the situation worse.
Right.
I'll be the first to say I did it too.
Right.
I complained about every call, you know, and I didn't be as respectful as a Chris Paul, as a Tim Duncan was. That's why I didn't get the respect, because I was rude. He has to try a different approach.
Right.
Try to communicate with him, and hopefully, you know, things will change.
Yeah, Chris Paul never argues with us.
Never.
All right. Before we go to break, I do want to take a moment to shout out the St. John's 5th grade CYO basketball team out of New Jersey.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
This group of kids have been playing together for 4 years. The team is mostly boys, but it did include 2 girls. And again, they've been playing together for 4 years. Suddenly, a couple weeks ago, parents from another team complained.
Suckers.
Because there were girls there, and maybe they would have cooties. I don't know. St. John's parents were told the girls never should have been allowed to play in the first place, and they needed to be kicked off the team, or the team would have to forfeit its entire season. So the parents let the kids vote, and the boys voted unanimously they would rather junk their whole season than play without the girls.
Nice.
How
Good job,
cool was
fellas.
that?
Good job,
They had
fellas.
a scrimmage the other night instead, and personally, kids, I am saying your season is a win, no matter what the official record book says. Nice job having more sense than apparently some of the adults out there.
Many of the adults
Right?
out there.
All right, from one group of champs to another, we have a special edition of Distant Replay from this date in 2011. What champ might I be talking about?
Is it Vince Carter?
Stephen, you might remember this.
It's not Vince Carter?
Oh, no.
Dash
Hold it,
Jack!
aim it, drop it. Hold it, aim it, drop it. Let's go home, folks. Let's go home. It's over.
Woo!
Nice.
Best player in the organization. Discount double check. You put him with the discount double check.
I love my family here. Y'all make me feel so good.
Come on.
Y'all make me feel so good
Look how
here.
happy Kwame Brown look right there.
I'm so loved. I'm so loved here.
Move over Coachella. Move over Lollapalooza. The Jump is heading to New Orleans Thursday, Friday for All-Star Weekend. Jump Fest 2017. Stacking the shows with folks everywhere. The King Kate baby is going to be there. Come on. If you're in the arena, go to, in the area, not the arena, any of those things, go to whatiota.com for tickets to join us in the audience.
Why Tracy get bold and orange
And
font?
you got to ask that question. You don't need the answer. Time for Make or Miss. Make multitasking. Here's Steph Curry playing volleyball on a dead ball against OKC. You texted our guys immediately as soon as this happened.
Yo, the amount of disrespect that's in this act, you gotta understand.
Shake it, baby, shake.
Like when everyone's going crazy, this dude's like, oh, let me try my volleyball skills. His sister's a very good volleyball player, by the way.
You did not need to note that. Make friendliness. The Kings and the Hawks tweeted sarcastic compliments at each other throughout Friday's game. I loved this.
Awesome.
In response to the NBA memo to tell teams to be nicer, the NHL got in the act later. The Dallas Stars making fun of them. This was so good, right?
Yo, I was so happy about this because it's a dumb rule.
Make clutch buckets. Steven, last week you posted this video of your nephew, Dolan Jackson, hitting a deep buzzer beater.
My nephew.
All right, so we saw your buzzer beater, your nephew's buzzer beater. Who did it better?
I think he did it better because my first buzzer beater was around 27, 28. He's 8 years old. So.
He beat you by 20
He got
years.
it by 20 years. Good job, nephew. And he has a twin brother, too.
Aw, all right. Now, I mean, apparently you say things on this show. People listen. You wanted Adam Silver involved. Just now, a story crossed. Frank Isola reporting that Adam Silver and Michael Jordan may get involved in the whole Knicks-Oakley mess.
Need
so
to.
You
They
happy
need to.
about that?
I'm happy about it, but I want him to come out strongly about the antics that happened after the incident.
Respect the
Antics.
vets.
Yeah.
Respect the vets.
Antics. I do like that they are maybe going to get involved in the action. We will be back tomorrow.